back
Some
on to
more Tulsi
Tulsi, though.
Gabbard.
Yeah. Let's see. We got. Are we moving on to the next one? Or are we still on?
Next Tulsi.
All right. Tulsi Gabbard. She sues Google for $50 million. Let's see. The lawsuit filed on Thursday in a federal court in LA. It's believed to be the first time that a presidential candidate sued a major tech firm. It reflects Tulsi's unorthodox political views, claim that her speech was stifled by Google, similar to complaints made over the last year in Republican circles. Few Democrats have raised concerns. That's probably because they're bought out by big tech firms such as.
Corporate Democrats aren't principled. If they are silencing only Republicans, most of them don't care.
Tech companies like Google, they're getting increasing scrutiny by lawmakers and regulators around the world for a wide variety of issues, including their influences in politics, their handling of consumer data, and the aggressive way they compete with smaller companies, like how Microsoft just buy potential threats. They're just like, all right, rising tech firm, buy you out.
And that's disgusting.
I know, and then
it works, but
then they monopolize like speech. So like Twitter, they monopolize that whole thing, and then they just have the dictatorial authority to ban people. But there's no alternative. You can't go anywhere else. So you're just silencing speech. If there were competitors, then that wouldn't be as much of a problem. But since it's a big
it's
monopoly,
like YouTube, like how YouTube silences YouTuber speech. They use robots and algorithms to flag videos. If you mention
did you see what CNN did to David Pakman and Kyle Kalinske? Kyle had like clips in his videos that were being that he was commenting on, and they just took the monetization from all of the videos. And David Pakman, who was streaming the debate, which should be like a public resource because there's nothing more public than a presidential election. He should be able to stream and commentate over it. He got struck and banned for 3 months on YouTube from streaming.
That is ridiculous. I know. If you try looking up the Democratic debates on YouTube, it is really hard. All you see are like corporate news sites. And it's funny because those corporate news channels and stuff, they don't even show debate clips. It's just a bunch of like no names talking about the debates that I don't give two shits about. It's like, I don't care. I want to watch the debate. I wasn't home to watch the debate live. I want to watch it now. I don't want to watch it on CNN's website. I want to watch it on YouTube. It doesn't matter because it's nothing but like CNN. Nobody's being like, "Wow, wasn't that a great debate?" Or Kamala Harris sure did great. It's like, no.
I would never give debates to these corporate news. I would give it to I'd either give them all to C-SPAN or I might even give one to the BBC. But I would never give them to these corporate news.
C-SPAN or the BBC hosted a debate. That'd be nice. Although the BBC probably would never be able to host a debate.
That's true.
By nature that they're in their name, it is the British Broadcasting Company, and the American people be like, foreign news media in our American debates?
Even though they're much more objective than our corporate news.
Way more objective. I mean, yeah, they got conservative views. They got liberal views. It doesn't matter. They're just objective views. Or it's like, yeah. Back to the suing. A day before the lawsuit was filed, Facebook said that the Federal Trade Commission had opened a formal antitrust investigation into its business practices. Earlier in the day, the FTC announced that Facebook was fined $5 billion for deceiving users about their ability to control the privacy of their personal data. Yeah. The campaign committee for Ms. Gabbard said that Google suspended the campaign's advertising account for 6 hours, June 27th and June 28th, obstructing its ability to raise money and spread her message to potential voters.
Of course they did. Yeah. There was something going on with Twitter too, because So after the debate, when she killed Kamala, the #1 trending was Assad, and Tulsi was not even in the top 10.
I know.
There was
I feel
something
like,
going on.
yeah, they're like hidden monopolies. All we have are these certain media outlets to get our information from or share our opinion, and they suppress our voices. Doesn't matter if you're left or you're right. They suppress your voice anyway because they themselves have their own agenda separate to what the American people believe or view.
I also
honestly
hate the smear itself. That the smear, oh, she met with Assad. She's an Assad apologist. She won't call him a war criminal or whatever. She's like, oh, he's a bad guy, he's a terrible dictator, but I don't believe in going around overthrowing dictatorships. I don't believe in going around changing regimes. I'll talk to any foreign leader at any time. I think diplomacy is a good thing. And then like, oh, you love dictators.
It's like, no, I love not going to war because I'm a fucking veteran and I've seen the impact of war on soldiers and the people. It's like, oh, we're going to Afghanistan or Iraq to overthrow the dictator, liberate the people. What, 3 years later? The people don't see you as liberators. You don't see the people
18
as the
years
people
later.
you're liberating.
All right.
No, not even that. I'm just talking like a few years after.
Yeah, and now
timeline.
we're 18 years later at this point, and it's
Nothing
the
has
Taliban
changed.
Controls more land than they did when we went in.
Mm-hmm. I know, but we
And
won.
we've got
Great victory.
Hickenlooper saying we've got to be there for the women, protect the rights of the women.
The women.
The women.
So dumb. It's anybody that supports U.S. troops in Afghanistan, they're delusional and they don't actually know what's going on.
You see, at least Buttigieg, when asked whether he would get get troops out of Afghanistan in the first year of his presidency, he's like, "Yeah, of course."
Pete's a veteran, though.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
Veterans understand how fucked the situation is on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, I shit you not. The U.S. in Afghanistan are working with known pedophiles and sex traffickers because they're the ones fighting the Taliban. We're working with the bad guy because we don't like the Taliban.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Afghanistan is just turning into the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. We're pulling out, propping up our pro-us government, and then when we're fully gone, a couple of years, the Taliban's just going to retake the country, and it will literally be exactly like it was
in Vietnam
before we invaded. It's
going to be the same as Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Vietnam turned out very well, so I can't really make that comparison. Afghanistan is not going to turn out well.
It's just another one of the U.S.'s wars. Soldiers died for nothing.
Yeah.
And it's honestly ridiculous.
Where, like McGravel said, the only thing worse than soldiers dying in vain is more soldiers dying in vain.
I know. It's ridiculous. But I feel like we're never going to learn our lesson until the military-industrial complex finally gets killed.
Bernie in the Oval Office.
We'll see, man. Biden needs to get his freaking... Biden's polling needs to go down. I mean, I know the primary's still fresh, but still. If Biden becomes the Democratic candidate that runs against Trump in the general, he'll lose. For sure he'll lose. Dirty candidates don't win races. Trump shits all over dirty candidates. Crooked Hillary was a freaking nickname that he started. I mean...
And it's one that fits.
Yeah,
Crazy Bernie Sanders is one that does not hit. Yeah.
Yeah, what is Donald Trump going to say about Bernie Sanders debate? He's a socialist. Venezuela. He's going to turn us into Venezuela.
They don't have shit on Bernie. No one has shit on Bernie because he has a great record and he's been on the right side of every single issue.
Yeah, oh, look at Bernie. He's anti-war. He voted against the Iraq war and war in Afghanistan. What a terrible, awful politician. Spearheading legislation for better health care and pensions for veterans. What an awful guy. Really, truly the worst of the worst. Yeah. What are you going to say?
They don't have jack shit. They don't have shit on Tulsi either. That's why they use that smear.
Sod apologist. Yeah, if she got in the general, she would just dominate.
Yeah.
Not only is she a female candidate, which the American populace
She's a
likes.
veteran.
She's
Conservatives
a veteran.
eat that up.
Everybody eats that up.
I know.
What are you gonna say about a veteran? I mean, unless it came out that they were like one of the fucking crazies that shot civilians for no reason.
She was a medic.
Yeah. Save lives,
Damn.
saving lives on the field.
Dude, people would eat that up.
Dude,
what's Trump gonna say? She treated
dude. Tulsi has a
Afghan
very
civilians.
big. Tulsi has a very big conservative and libertarian following. Because they're like,
she could be like
listen, I disagree with her on like domestic policy and stuff, but I don't like war, and she's a very reasonable person. She's very intelligent. Like, she goes on Tucker Carlson's show, and everyone loves her. She goes on, but then
she's
when she goes on corporate media, they're like, "Oh, she's a shot apologist. She's a Russia puppet." I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Russia puppet.
Being anti-war.
That's rich.
I know.
That's because
pushing
they're not
Russiagate forever. It's so ridiculous.
I know. Every time Russia's brought up, it's just so cringe. Except for when Mitch McConnell was called Moscow. That was actually
funny.
Yeah, it's funny because in Kentucky, the Democratic, because Mitch McConnell's running for election next year, so the Democratic party in Kentucky, they're really pushing Moscow Mitch. They got all this merch being sold. I want to get a Moscow Mitch shirt. He's like, of course, Mitch McConnell's like, pretty typical to have Democrats with hammers and sickles on their shirts. And I'm like, yeah, Mitch, it's because they're making fun of you. Dipshit.
I love Moscow Mitch because it's like completely unserious and it's just made to piss him off.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, here's the bait. Better take it.
Yeah, he's like so stupid. He takes the bait.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's great. I'm really looking forward to the next couple of
also
collections in the coming years.
White suit from Tulsi, brilliant. That was a great suit. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, she made her stand out during the debates.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a little bit too hot though because she looked pretty shiny.
Oh yeah.
So like, man, Tulsi, maybe pick some a little bit more breathable next time, but that's neither here nor there. All right. Let's see. What do we got next?